السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. فعن أبي هريرة رضي الله تعالى عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم: إذا اتخذ الفيء دولا والأمانة مغنما والزكاة مغرما وتعلم لغير الدين وأطاع الرجل امرأته وعق أمه وأدنى صديقه وأقصى أباه وظهرت الأصوات في المساجد وساد القبيلة فاسقهم وكان زعيم القوم أرذلهم وأكرم الرجل مخافة شره وظهرت القينات والمعازف وشربت الخمور ولعن آخر هذه الأمة أولها فليرتقبوا عند ذلك ريحا حمراء وزلزلة وخسفا ومسخا وقذفا وآيات تتابع كنظام بال قطع سلكها فتتابع، وكما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. Sayyidina Abu Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he gave this hadith sharif narrated by Imam Tirmidhi. He gave 11 signs of the Qiyamah coming, of the Qiyamah arriving. And these signs that are mentioned in this hadith sharif are minor signs. The major signs are the big catastrophic events, things that will change the entire landscape, environment, the entire system of the universe. The sun and the moon will crash, the earth will rent asunder, the sky will fall apart, the stars will fall from their place. The dunya and all of the elements that we know in the dunya will cease to exist, will no longer exist as it is, and everything will finish at that point. Those major signs, once they come, they're finished. Everything is done. Before that, minor signs have been listed, have been explained by Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam many places. And one thing is that if Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said it's going to happen, it's going to happen. It's not that as a whole anyone can stop it from happening. But in you and me, particularly in our individual and our circle, in our family, in our self, we can avoid being part of these signs that are leading to the Qiyamah. And you and I we won't delay the Qiyamah, but we can prevent people from being part of it. Because the things that Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam listed as the minor signs are mostly societal issues, akhlaqi issues, things related to the self, individual, family structure, society structure. These things are societal vices, are bad things that we need to make sure we are not part of it. And it's going to happen, evil is going to take place, doesn't mean I also take part of it. Someone opens the wrong kind of establishment, they open na'uzubillah, a club or a bar somewhere, the evil is going to happen, doesn't mean I go take part of it too. I have to save myself and those around me from that evil. So these signs are important to think about myself. Think about myself, see where I stand, see if I am part of these and what I have to change in myself. Number one, he says, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, إِذَا اتُّخِذَ الْفَيْءُ دُوَلًا. So when fay will be taken as personal property. Fay is a part of the war spoils. After there's a war, all of that mal that is left over without fighting is called fay, with fighting is called ghanima. But nonetheless, that was left over, this is public property, it's part of the discretion of the government, of the military. But the people will start taking it as their personal wealth. وَالْأَمَانَةُ مَغْنَمًا. Amana, number two, amana will start to be taken as ghanima. Like after war, you gain some war spoils, you gain some mal after fighting. People will think whenever I'm given $1 in amanat, this is my ghanimat. Bas. This is mine, I gained it. They will act like this is their property. They will act like they achieved that, they earned that. Amanat, meaning khiyanat will be rampant. Khiyanat will happen everywhere. Khiyanat will be the big problem. Anyone who gets any kind of wealth in their hand in amanat, but they assert, they take it. Number three, was zakatu maghraman. Zakat will be taken to be a penalty, a tax, something which people don't like to pay, something which people despise. It's a penalty upon them. Maghraman. Number four, وَتُعُلِّمَ لِغَيْرِ الدِّينِ. Knowledge will be obtained but not for the purpose of the deen. Knowledge will be obtained but not for the purpose of the deen. So if we take the meaning of knowledge, ilm, as is in the Quran and Sunnah, the ilm of wahi, that means that people will learn the deen, but they won't do it for the purpose of deen. They do it so that they can show off to someone. They can show them how big Maulana I am, how big Sheikh I am, how big that I am, how big this I am. And so people can call me this and call me that. In Jahannam, the first group of people going will be three persons. Among them will be the Qari, will be the Imam, will be the Khatib, will be the person of knowledge. We said, Allah, I spent my life learning and teaching deen. He says, no, you did it so people can call you an alim. Okay, so today, the angels, he will tell them, tie him by the feet, drag him on his face and throw him into Jahannam head first. Allah save us all. And if you take ilm to mean the broad knowledge, broad sense of knowledge, that people will learn knowledge but not for their deen, not to benefit their deen. They will learn it. And brothers, we should understand, historically, knowledge was learned by people who were connected to religion, whether it be monks and rabbis, whether it be priests, and whether it be our ulama of this ummah. They were the ones who learned science, and they learned biology and chemistry, and they learned physics, and they learned mathematics, and these were the forefront. Why? Because they did it to get ma'rifat of Allah Ta'ala, to get closer to Allah, or whatever they had belief of Allah. And today we learn knowledge only with one purpose: our stomach, our wallet, our bank account. How much money can I get from this? I only learn this if I can get money from it. If I don't get money, I don't learn any knowledge. This is the entire system of knowledge. And the whole point is what kind of job you're going to get, how much money you're going to get. The objective was knowledge to enlighten human beings and to make society a better place. But we've made it into a capitalist venture. But cut his stomach open and take what's inside. That's the objective. So, وَتُعُلِّمَ لِغَيْرِ الدِّينِ. Knowledge will be obtained, but not for the deen. Number five. وَأَطَاعَ الرَّجُلُ إِمْرَأَتَهُ وَعَقَّ أُمَّهُ. A man will obey his wife and disobey his mother. A man will obey his wife and he will disobey his mother. A man will obey his wife and he will disobey his mother. Number six. وَأَدْنَى صَدِيقَهُ وَأَقْصَى أَبَاهُ. He'll bring his friend very close to him and his father very far away from him. He will bring his friends very close to him, his father very far away from him. Any mashwara he needs to do, any decision in his life, he has asked his friends. Anything he has a relationship with his friends. His father, the senior citizen's home. Put him away somewhere. If he gets out of control, just give him away to get a nurse to take care of him. Na'udhu billahi min dhalik. وَأَدْنَى صَدِيقَهُ وَأَقْصَى أَبَاهُ. He will bring his friends close and he will take his father far away from him. Number seven. وَظَهَرَتِ الْأَصْوَاتُ فِي الْمَسَاجِدِ. The voices will be raised. The voices will be raised in the masjid. The voices will be raised in the masjid not because Imam Sahib is giving a bayan, not because we're asking a question about the deen that we're learning in a halaqah or a dars. Why? Because I am the Chaudhry here, you have to accept me. If you don't, get out. Bas. I stand up and this is my way or the highway. And because Allah gave me vocal cords and Allah gave me power in my mouth and Allah gave me a tongue and He gave me ability and brain to talk, now I use it against the deen and I use it against other people. ظهرت الأصوات في المساجد. The voices will be raised in the masjid. In the masjid, when we talk in the masjid, we have to remember in the house of Allah. When I go to someone's house, I make sure I don't talk loud because I'm a guest there. It's not okay to talk loud in someone's house. I'm in Allah's house. How dare I raise my voice? Number 8, وَسَادَ الْقَبِيلَةَ فَاسِقُهُمْ. The leader, the qawm, the qabila will be led, the nation will be led by the sinful people. The nation will be led by the sinful people. The nation is supposed to be led by the most pious people, the people who have the most fear of Allah. Because the person who fears Allah, he will fulfill other people's rights. And this system, political system, is to fulfill the rights and needs of people. But the most impious of them, the most fasiq of them, the most biggest sinner will be the political leader. وَكَانَ زَعِيمُ الْقَوْمِ أَرْذَلَهُمْ. And the representative of a nation, the biggest person of a nation, he will be the most disgraceful of them. The worst of them will become the leaders, will become the representatives of the people. Allah save us all from this. وَأُكْرِمَ الرَّجُلُ مَخَافَةَ شَرِّهِ. A person will be feared because he is so evil. A person will be feared because he is so evil. Out of the fear of his evil, people would fear him. Why we don't talk haqq to this person? Why? He's going to curse back. He's going to say, do this back to me. He's going to do this zulm back to me. Why? That's fear out of the person's zulm, out of the person's shar, out of the evil of the person. These are all signs of qiyamah. These are all signs of qiyamah. وَظَهَرَتِ الْقَيْنَاتُ وَالْمَعَازِفِ. Singing girls and musical instruments will be rampant in society. Singing girls and musical instruments will be regular. But if you don't put some music in the elevator, how is it going to go up and down? If you don't put some music in the background, why are people going to buy in my restaurant? It's ajib. And this is the reality, that these are signs of qiyamah. These are things to stay away from. We even find our Muslim brothers and sisters, when they have businesses and when they are in that situation, for some reason we put the music on, we think that it's not haram anymore maybe. When we go, since we're in the 21st century and we're in America, the deen is different somehow. The deen is the deen of Medina Munawwara. The deen is the deen of Makkah Mukarramah. The deen is the deen that came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he made this stuff haram. Singing girls and musical instruments will be rampant in society, will be common. وَشُرِبَتِ الْخُمُورِ. People will drink wine and intoxicants regularly. It will become common in society that people drink. وَلَعَنَ آخِرُ هَذِهِ الْأُمَّةِ أَوَّلَهَا. The final one, the last people of this ummah will curse the earlier people. The last people will curse the earlier people. All these people, they were jahil, they didn't have education, they didn't have knowledge, they didn't have technology. That's why they used to talk about all this shariat. Oh, these people, they didn't have any idea about how the dunya goes around, right? How the dunya revolves. And those people, we find that somehow we, when learning Quran and Hadith, we can't respect the people who were 1,000 years before us learning this and teaching this. Someone that likes Imam Malik and Imam Abu Hanifa. Someone that likes Imam Shafi'i and Imam Ahmad. Someone that likes of Imam Bukhari, Imam Muslim. We curse them all, these people. They didn't know Hadith. They didn't know this. They were jahil people. This is a sign of qiyamah. That people curse the end of this ummah, the last people of this ummah, curse the earlier people. When these signs happen, when these signs take place, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam says, فَلْيَرْتَقِبُوا عِنْدَ ذَلِكَ رِيحًا حَمْرَاء. Wait Now then wait for a scarlet wind to come. A red scarlet wind is a ta'bir, is an expression. A wind that will come and destroy. وَزَلْزَلَةً, an earthquake. وَخَصْفًا, landslide. وَمَسْخًا, defacement of people. People turn into monkeys and khinzir and other animals. They'll be disfigured. وَمَسْخًا وَقَذْفًا, and pelting from the skies. Pelting on human beings from the skies. وَآيَاتٍ تَتَابَعْ, and one after another signs coming, one after another signs coming. كَنِظَامِ بَالٍ قُطِعَتْ سِلْكُهَا, like a necklace of pearl, a necklace of beads, like a tasbih. Like a tasbih, if we cut the string of the tasbih, what happens? I take this and I cut it. What's going to happen to the beads? They all fall one after the other. They all fall one after the other. They all fall one after the other. These signs will come. As when these small signs are there, the big signs will come. These catastrophic, these big things will come one after the other, one after the other. We have to be part of preventing it. We have to be part of stopping it. We have to change ourselves, not to point fingers at anyone else. We have to change ourselves. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept us and allow us to make amal on these words of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi bil alameen. Wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammadin wa alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Pray your sunnah, brothers. Stand up and make the line straight and make room for your brothers in the back so they can pray properly and pray your sunnah.